It's a hugely exciting day for us here in the city today because we've announced our intention to bid for 2022. We've announced the team to bid for the 2022 Commonwealth Games. Brian Barwick is going to head up that team. His record and his achievements are second to none. He's a really influential player in terms of sport, but also he's a Scouser, you know, he's passionate about the city, so it's great to have him. And it's also great to have Denise Barrett-Baxendale on board as well. She's on the board of Everton, but in her own right, she's a woman who's passionate about Liverpool, but also sport, but the things that she does, again, you know, in terms of what she's achieved for Everton in the community, but what she's also done in promoting and pushing sport. Again, she's a great asset, and we're delighted to have her on the team. You know, people said to me when we announced last year about 2026, whether it was a gimmick. I was determined to bid for 2026. Things have changed slightly because Durban have pulled out of the games in 2022, and that leaves a gap. Though if the UK is successful in hosting 2022, it means that we would be very unlikely, or any city would be very unlikely to get 2026 to host the games in 2026. That's why it's important that we set our stall out and go for 2022. Now, people talk about, you know, a whole host of different issues, challenges that we might face. Look, it's a great opportunity that we're talking to Everton Football Club about the new stadium and talking to Peel Holdings about the site next to it for an Athletes Village. All of those things can be achieved and done, and we've got over 4 years to do that. So it's a unique opportunity, those two components together, for us to be able to bid for the Commonwealth Games. Yes, it's going to be costly. We know Glasgow, it cost 550 million. 80% of that funding came from the public purse, and Glasgow had to meet the rest of it itself. But the catalytic effect and the economic impact that it had on Glasgow is there for all to see, and I want that for us here in Liverpool, and I believe that that investment will give us huge returns, not just in terms of the legacy for North Liverpool, but for the whole city. I remember when people talked about capital of culture in 2008, how that was going to be expensive. But I think it was, it was a unique moment in Liverpool's history because it refocused people on our culture, on its people, and our buildings and our heritage in terms of music and sport. And as a result of that, we've had massive investment and massive interest in the city of Liverpool. So we've got to seize this moment and seize this opportunity. Liverpool is a city that's famous across the world. It's a bold city, it's an imaginative city, it's a passionate city, and one that has unique opportunities, and that's why we are determined to bid for it. And look, it might be expensive, but I think in the long term, in the long run, as I said, it will give us a catalytic impact in terms of economic regeneration for North Liverpool and the whole city. But it's also important to remember that if we have the games here in 2022, just imagine the inspiration that that'll give to young people, young athletes in our schools, in communities across the whole city, whether it's in boxing, athletics, or any other genre of sport, to, you know, get actively fit and involved in sport. And I think it'll be an inspiration. So we're determined to bid for it. It now remains for government to set out the criteria, and they'll do that within a number of months, probably 3 to 4 months. But behind the scenes, we'll be working very, very hard to put together our proposals so that when we're ready and they're ready, that we'll be able to submit a bid that I believe will blow the socks off, but also show that Liverpool can deliver a fantastic 22 Commonwealth Games to the whole Commonwealth post-Brexit, that Liverpool is open for business and open to be able to do partnerships and business with the Commonwealth. So I think it's right that we're engaged, right that we're involved, and I hope I'm being proved right that we'll win it in 2022.